Hey Cats fans, it's Ben Reeve here from The Hoop Show. Look, we've got some player numbers to talk about. Finally, what is it, 20th of January? We've been waiting so long for this. It's come. I was hoping to get it as an early Christmas present, but it didn't happen. That's fine. Okay, let's get into it. So we've got all our new draftees and some of the trades that have come in. I don't think there's any changes of numbers from our existing players. So let's start with Tanner Bruin, number 4. Gary Ablett, formerly of Sean Higgins actually, but Gary Ablett clearly is probably one of the most well-known. Andrew Mackey, 3-time premiership player, used to wear that number. A fella called Bob Davis, you might know of him. Maybe the younger kids might not, but and Alistair Lord as well. Some big names have worn number 4 at the Catters, so let's see what Tanner Bruin can bring to it as well. Fingers crossed he has a fantastic career in the hoops wearing that number. Number 12 goes to Jack Bowes. Now, that's just been vacated by Cooper Stevens, who's gone to the filth at Hawthorn. Big number 12 there. Unfortunately, we had to lose Cooper, but hopefully Jack does it proud as well. Trent West, premiership player for the Cats in 2011, wore it. We've had other names like Brad Hovey and Ron Hovey, a bit of an older name, bit of a big name at the club, Ron Hovey. So, yeah, pretty proud number, that one. Should be happy to have that. Jai Clark, interestingly, didn't take the number 14. I know a lot of us were sort of hoping he would. A lot of us weren't hoping that he would, that it would be retired or wanted him to make his own mark in the game. Interesting he's gone with number 13, though. Hasn't been a very popular number at the club over the years and not many games played in that number. But, he's making his own taking his own path. We've had Tommy Lonergan clearly wearing the number 13 and winning a premiership in 2011 with that. But one of my favourite players from the early noughties, Glenn Kilpatrick, used to wear that number as well. But other than that, not many players have done a lot wearing the number over the years. Now, moving on to number 19, Phoenix Foster. 19, I love this one because Matty Egan wore it 2007 and he was on the list for a few years after that as well, but unfortunately he did an injury on the eve of the finals in 2007 and didn't get to play in that premiership. But a lot of love for Matty Egan, and he's back at the club now in a coaching role, support role. So really glad he got that. But recently vacated from Quinton Narkle, who's currently trying out to get on the list at Richmond at the moment, so fingers crossed he picks up a role there. And other players that have worn it is Neville Bruns, played in that 89 grand final, and George Todd, another older name who wore it a lot back in the day. Now, 21, Oscar Riccardi. I didn't think he'd take 21. Can't take his dad's number at the moment, 15, because Jonathan Segler's got that one, but we'll see what happens in a year or so. Maybe he doesn't want to wear his dad's number. Who knows? But he's gone with 21. Good old Moondog, Cameron Mooney had that one for many, many years. Michael Mansfield, again, the younger people watching this show might not remember Michael Mansfield too much, but I loved him during those grand final years in the 90s. He was great. And Jordan Murdoch, who much maligned player at the Cats during his time here, and went to the Gold Coast for a bit, but I did have a soft spot for Jordan Murdoch. He frustrated me a lot, but it was kind of a weird one. I liked him, and he frustrated me at the same time as well. So hopefully Oscar goes okay in that number. One of my new favourite players, Oscar Riccardi, and thanks again for coming on the show, Oscar. We'll get that episode out soon on Behind the Play. Yes, check out our show notes for link to that one. Oscar Murdoch, the other Oscar with an R on this one. Oscar Riccardi without the R. Oscar Murdoch takes number 31 from Francis Evans, who's now at Port Adelaide. Other names that have worn that number that you might be familiar with are David Mensch and the big J-Pod, James Podsiadly, 2011 Premiership player. So, he'd be doing well to get that number 31. It's a bit of an odd number, that one, a little bit higher, but has done okay over the years, especially with J-Pod. Now, Oisin Mullen, number 34. Interesting number, this one. Hasn't had a lot of success, this number, over the years. Some names that have played recently would be James Parsons, James Raleigh, who I really like as a player, a bit of a battler, just worked hard over his career and has been involved in the game in a coaching capacity for a few years as well. And Joshy Walker, who's played at a few different clubs over his time, but wore 34 with the Cats and recently retired at the end of 2022. So, hopefully Oishin goes okay in that number. Now, Ollie Henry is an interesting one. Gone with 36, maybe close to his brother's number, but not many players have really done okay in the 36. So, hopefully he's one that turns that around and plays 100 games in it or more. Hopefully a lot more. But Tom Ruggles, might remember that name, played a few games. I like Tom Ruggles. It was a bit sad that we had to get rid of him. But an older name again, Tony Polinelli. Some of the older people that might watch this show, that name might ring a bell for them. Now, our last one is Ted Closey, or Teddy. I'm going to call him from now on because I can't have two Closeys. Sorry, I can't do it, Ted. Number 40's become available thanks to Luke Delhouse moving on. I love the number 40. I used to have a number 40. I had the David Wojcinski number 40 on my back. It was a Clash strip, I think, from years ago, probably 15 years ago or something like that anyway. But I used to love Woj, his dash. So hopefully Ted's a similar kind of player. Ian Nankervis, 325 games for the Cats, wore number 40. So you can't go wrong in the number 40. Anyway, what do you think? Are you happy with the players' numbers? We haven't talked about Joel Selwood's number 14 much, but I think that's being put to bed for a year or so, maybe, possibly. I don't know. Like, is there any other number changes coming that they haven't announced yet? Is someone who maybe hasn't been announced as the captain going to take that? I think the club is looking at retiring the number for a year. Don't know if that's been confirmed 100%, but I wouldn't mind if they gave it to the new captain, whoever that may be, whether it be Blitzers, Hawkins, Tom Stewart. Can see a nice easy change for Tom Stewart. Just drop one of the fours, Tom, and add a one. There you go, from 44 to 14. You'll be laughing. We'll wait and see on that one. But I think the safest bet is that it'll just it'll be tucked away in a drawer for a year or so, and we'll see what kind of draftees we pick up, or if one of the other players wants to be brave and put it on their back. I remember when Gary Ablett's number 5 was put away for a while there. I think was it what was his name? I can't remember now. Who was it? Anyway, whatever. But one of the Aboriginal boys that we had on our list for a few years. God, I can't believe I can't remember his name. Drawing a blank. But anyway, yeah. So those big names, big numbers. Someone's got to wear them eventually. So I don't like seeing numbers retire forever. I like seeing the history that goes with it. It's fantastic. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please like. Please comment down below. It all helps the channel grow and get bigger. Helps us give us more back to you guys as well. Check out our Patreon site, of course. There's some early release videos on there from behind the play. We've got some big names coming on that show. Shannon Burns, Nick Bloody Davis is coming on, would you believe it? A few of the people from our AFLW team as well, and a bunch more as well. So a couple, and a big name, probably the biggest name, which we haven't announced yet, which will drop soon on that one. So fingers crossed. We haven't recorded yet. I don't like dropping names until they've actually been recorded. So once we've done that, we'll be able to announce that and put a little date in the calendar for when we can drop that episode. Anyway, thanks for watching, Cats fans. I'll see you on the next one. And go Cats. Cheers.